Hi, I'm Malcolm and welcome back to my shed. Now there's an old saying that procrastination is the thief of time, and there's no greater procrastinator than me, I can assure you, and those who I work with and people who I'm close to will indeed confirm that. And my excuse really is that I work better under pressure, anyway. It's done me for decades, that particular excuse, and I'm going to stick with it. But what I'm going to share with you today is the dreaded vent seals, the quarter light vent seals on the Rover P4, and I've been, and in true procrastinator style, I've been putting this off now for months. I've been meaning to do this for a while, but anyway, the thing is, I've got to get on with it now and get this done. And these quarter lights that you can see here are not the quarter lights that came out of TAU, my 1954 Rover 90. These quarter lights I actually bought on a well-known auction site, and there's three reasons why I'm going to be swapping out these quarter lights. The first reason is the obvious one. The seals on my car are completely shot, and they've perished, and they have on these particular quarter lights as well. But the other reason is that the chrome has completely gone on my car, and I wanted to replace them just to brighten up the sort of the area with a bit of chrome on it. And it doesn't matter how many times I kind of polish the frames on my car, it's never going to come back. It's just right down to the bare metal. And the other reason is that, and probably for me, one of the things that irritates me more than anything is that on the driver's side quarter light, I've got a later quarter light assembly. The actual latch on it has got a latch pin or a button, which the earlier cars didn't have. And of course on the passenger side, I've got the original one. And that just offends my sense of symmetry, so that's got to be swapped out. So we've got our seals here, and these are brand new and ready to go into the window assembly. And I would just say that again, that the Rover P4 Drivers Guild is a great help when it comes down to sourcing these components. And if you're a member of the guild, you'll get a magazine like this, and also you'll be able to go onto the website, and there is a section in here which, if we can just find it, here it is. It's called Regalia and Remanufactured Spares. Now down here you'll see that the quarter light seals left and right hand side are in here, and they're about a tenner each with £3 postage. And the important thing is get yourself a membership to the guild, for the simple reason is it says down here that you actually get 20% off, or rather it will cost you 20% more if you're not a guild member. So these prices in here are for guild members. And the other reason, again, as I keep saying, just become a member of the guild, for the simple reason is that there are guys out there that know everything about these cars. And a chap called Peter Irvin has actually sent me the instructions of how to literally get these out of the car, which I haven't done yet. I've just said that these are ones that I've acquired. But also of how to change the seals as well. Now I have to say, I have read this through. It's quite a complicated little document here. I have read this through 2 or 3 times now, and every time I read it, my anxiety levels increase. So there are certain tips that I've taken from this, but I think the only way probably to do it is to just get in there and let's see if we can get these seals out. And so it's going to be a bit of fun. I haven't done this before, so I'm not practiced at it. I'm just going to do one, just to sort of show you what the process is, and let's hope that it's successful. So let's get cracking. So I've just gone ahead and removed the split pin, which you can see the bits of here. Put up a bit of a fight. It was very, very worn. and the head was kind of buried into the into the washer here. What there is 3 components. There is a spring and a washer, as you can see there, and also a little plate here which goes on to the squared off shaft that runs through the from the main window frame. And I can only assume that what this does is it just limits the amount of travel to stop it you know, from going beyond its optimum position when it's closed. So we've got those soaking in a bit of petrol there. The next thing is really just to remove these, and I noticed that they're not tight in the slightest. So really I think, and again there is a spring washer on here as well, so that tells me that really these aren't tightened up. What they do is they just form a bit of pressure on the shaft again, to allow the window to remain open effectively. So we'll just take these off, and there's our spring washers. We'll put these in here. This is very gooey grease, by the way. And now apparently some of these clamps here that have elongated holes, and I'm assuming that what that does is it just allows you to adjust a little bit of the preload on the spring. But these are round, and there's very little sort of movement. I mean, once that's tightened up, so once they centralize, it's going to be in a specific position, so we don't need to worry about that. So so that's our clamp now, taken to pieces, and the parts in there cleaning. The next stage is to, I'll just flip this over and we'll just take the bolts out of here, put those in. So the next stage that we need to do is we need to drill out these rivets here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the vise, and I'm going to clamp this up very carefully. And what I'm going to do is just center pop these rivets and just drill them out so the heads come off, and then that will give me an idea of what kind of diameter I'm dealing with in there, because I don't want to open these holes out too far. So that's the next stage, and we'll get that set up. So I'm just going to use a sharp center punch here, and I'm just going to eyeball up the center of this rivet, just so we can get pretty much in the middle. Now what I've done, the setup here really is just in the vise, making sure that there's plenty of pad in here. I'm actually holding the glass, which is kind of concerning me a little bit, but hopefully I'm not going to be putting too much pressure on the glass, because I don't want to break it, but the last thing I need. So we'll just center pop these, let's get these in the middle. So I'm just going to be using my favorite hand drill here. I've got a good sharp 5mm drill in here, and so I think really there's nothing else for it. I think we just need to drill these out and just see what happens. Try and get this lined up in the center pot. Now I think the rivet is spinning now, so we're going to have to think about how we deal with that. Probably use a smaller. I was hoping just to get the head off here, but it looks as if the whole lot's spinning. I'm just going to use a smaller drill on this. Now I've come down to a 3mm drill, and I'm just going to up the speed a little bit, see if I can get this to grip. Now we're spinning again. And there we have it. There's our head off. Now we can see there just exactly the diameter that we're dealing with. So I think I'll change back. I think I'll probably just do the same thing with the second rivet. I'll start off with the 5mm. I might just keep the speed at the same. Oh, a bit off centre there. And there's the head off that one too. So that's good. So we'll get this out of the vise now, and we'll see where we are.